Hello everybody. Today I'm here to talk about pharmaceutical patents, the desirability of right and RAM. Former patents are not about drug discovery, but about jacking up the prices on drug. Dr. Rajki once said. Further, late Mrs. Indira Gandhi on 8th May 1981, addressing the World Health Assembly in Geneva, said that affluent societies are spending vast sums of money, understandably, on the search for new products and processes to alleviate sufferings and to prolong life. In the process, drug manufacturers have become a powerful industry. My idea of a better order world is one in which medical discoveries would be free of patents and there would be no profiteering from life or death. The pharmaceuticals company's main focus for most of their history has remained on developing new drugs to advance medical care. But during the last few years, their return at this central task has steadily declined, which has not only put pressure on them to reduce research and development funding, rather to enter partnerships that don't require the fixed cost of their own laboratories and employees. India has a strong generic pharmaceutical industry, which has witnessed immense growth in the last few decades. The pharma industry has in many cases taken on strong MNCs on cases of proposed or alleged infringement of drugs that are patented, investing huge sums of money. Now, I will talk about certain global institutions responsible for administering the patent system. There are basically three institutions responsible for administering the patent system. First one is the National Patent Offices. Second one is the World Intellectual Property Organization, that is the WIPO, and the third one is the World Trade Organization. Now, I would like to shift on need of strong patent regime in India in the pharmaceutical industry. Prices of the patent products and their accessibility in India has been the focus of concern since the question of adopting product patent has come to front. The fundamental reason why pharmaceutical progress is dependent on intellectual property right protection is the staggering cost of new chemical entity, that is the NCE development as a potential drug molecule and a high attrition rate in the development cycle. Recent studies indicate that 1 out of 5,000 molecules synthesized during the applied research eventually reaches the market. Without strong patent protection, pharmaceutical companies cannot attract the investment needed to conduct their high expensive and high risk research. The overall cost is further inflated if the opportunity cost of such investment for such a long time with no guaranteed return is taken into account. Without strong patent protection, fewer drugs will be developed, and the flow of medicine to the public would be greatly slowed to the detriment of the patients, the public health, and the economic development throughout the world. Profits are diminishing due to the imitation in drugs and the pharmaceuticals. Another argument for strong patent regime has been the availability of newer life-saving drugs and devices can be ensured only through the implementation of TRIPS agreement. Study indicates significant increase in US export to countries where intellectual property protection has been enforced. This leads to the growing realization that MNCs are keen to increase their stakes only in those countries where they can market their products under exclusive monopolistic rights. Now, what is the social desirability in pharmaceutical industries in consideration with the public health, or say to take into consideration the right and rem concept? This is the patent age of new invention for killing bodies and saving souls, all propagated with the best intention. Lord Braun. Patents are profitable for a monopolist, but that much we already knew. But the important thing is to be kept in mind is the purpose of the patent system, which is to benefit the society through innovation. It makes no sense to grant patent monopolies in medicine for the kind of innovation produced until it is mainly driven by the purpose to benefit the society. Whatever one feels about patents and the property rights of the monopolists, it is hard to fathom the defense of existing patents when millions of lives are at stake. Whatever religious altar one worships at, whether it be a traditional religion, the religion of capitalism, or that of a monopoly, there can be no excuse for allowing either the idea or reality of private property to interfere with business of saving one's fellow man life. If compensation for the taking of medical and pharmaceutical patents need be, so be it. But we can only hope that along with the great mass murderers of the 20th century, to quote this Stalin and the Hitler, there is a special place in hell reserved for those who stood by and refused to act while those around them died. Now in the end, I would like to conclude that pharmaceuticals are health inputs and are not to be treated at par with the consumables. For the want of money, no one should be deprived of medicines and suffer morbidity and mortality due to diseases. The drug makers may see that profit fund the research that produces breakthrough treatments. They might warn that without ground of patents, several big money drugs, their ability to develop new drugs will be severely hampered, and a strong patent regime is important to protect the profits that they need to keep the innovation product moving through the pipeline. But there is no proof of link between the patents and the innovation. Drug companies focus on developing the most marketable drugs instead of the most urgently needed medication. So patent in pharmaceutical industries only boost companies' profit, not to encourage the innovation needed to address the world's unmet medical needs. Further, history has repeatedly shown that innovation can thrive even without the patents. Just look at penicillin and polio vaccine. When John Salk was asked about patents, he simply answered that there can be no patents. Could you patent the sun? With that, I would like to thank all of you to hear my